I like all
You
these people too talking about how awful this country is right now and how. I mean, I okay, all right. I mean, but what are they talking about? They're talking about like transgendered people. Like I love like that's what makes people feel like this country's rather than we have a Ponzi scheme. And once again, this August, if we don't print out another $1 trillion with nothing behind it, we all go under. That's nothing to worry about, Paul.
right. Yeah.
I got to be upset about what Bud Light puts on the side of a beer can. Which, by the way, was that one of the dumbest moves? It's
Dude, the
just as far
funny.
as like they're a corporation, they want to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go Switzerland. You just stay neutral.
Did you see what they did when he wrote the apology, the head of Anheuser-Busch, and then the next commercial, he wrote like a half-ass, like, hey, we didn't want to we don't want anybody to feel like he had to just write something because they lost $5 billion and everybody started getting upset. And then their next commercial, they brought the Clydesdale back. There's a fucking horse in Montana. It was like the next thing after that. They went old
No, they
school.
didn't.
Oh, dude, they went old school, dude. Fucking breath coming out of the horse's thing. The fucking Clydesdale with the looked like he had, the pom poms. The
That
fur.
was a worse move. That was the only worse move than doing what they did.
Yeah,
Then you come back and apologize. You try to overcorrect with that.
yeah. It's a guy
They
shooting
had somebody
guns.
getting. They had some cowboy gay bashing somebody in the background drinking a fucking Bud Light.
There's a
Smash
guy.
them with the empty.
There's a guy with a lasso. He fucking hooks a gay kid, just drags him from the back of a horse.
The Clydesdale team like plows through a gay bar. Hey, we're back. Only straight guys that like pussy drink our beer. That's one of those things where you just fucking, it's like, all right, I thought the world was ready for it. I mean, how much do they not know their own audience? I've never seen anybody with even remote intellect or empathy standing there with a Bud Light. They're drinking all those douchey IPAs. Like, what the fuck were you doing? Bud Light, we're straight again.
Dude,
I
I'll
don't
tell
know.
you
That was like
oh,
that whole thing is bizarre to me because at the end of the day, Bud Light doesn't give a what did they put? I don't even know what they put. I didn't even see it. The trans person
yeah, but
on
like
the can.
they put this trans person, but they became trans like 30 days before. And then they just like the woman gave an explanation. She was the head of marketing and she goes, here's why I did it. She goes, and she did a whole video because the backlash. And she goes, we were struggling. That's what she said. She goes, the company was struggling and we needed an idea. So I figured, and it's just this one. I figured and then that's what happened.
There you go. There you go. So once again, that's what I was saying because they don't even give a fuck about trans people. So what I figured I could do
Right.
is I could use the pain of somebody born into the wrong gendered body as the way to help us earn more money selling beer. Well,
Yeah.
little did I know. I think what happened was they brought it up, and most people in the meeting were going like, "Are you out of your fucking mind? This is Bud Light. We have mouth-breathing morons at tailgates drinking this shit. Why would you? This is some progressive shit. We're gonna lose a ton of fucking money, but you can't say that in that corporate environment because then you'd seem transphobic. So they all had to sit there and be like, "Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds like, dude, I ain't putting my name on that." That was one of the that's right. That was right up there with watching Coca-Cola change their formula in the 80s.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Dude, they changed the formula because they got all freaked out by Pepsi.
What do you mean? They made the taste different? They made it.
Yes. It was
Oh,
called
dude.
New Coke.
Oh,
New Coke, dude. That was a bigger scandal than Iran Contra. The Ollie North. There was more attention on that.
also Pepsi. So Pepsi scared Coke then.
Pepsi scared Coke, and then what they had to do was scamper. That's why they have Coca-Cola Classic. So then they couldn't admit that New Coke was a bomb. So they kept New Coke out there. And dude, they were doing shows like news reports, and they were showing like in the grocery stores like fully stocked shelves of new Coke, and nobody had them. And then like the Pepsi was being bought because at that point it's like, well, if you're just going to be a poor excuse for Pepsi, I'm going to drink Pepsi. Even then, I can never drink Pepsi. Not this the number one fucking thing that can just for half a second ruin my concert or fucking sports experience is when I go into an arena and I find that Pepsi has the contract.
What is that? Why are you guys like that? Pepsi's fine. I like Coke better, but Pepsi's fun. Bartnick is like, you fucking piece of this shit with Pepsi. Why? I never understood the hate for Pepsi like that. Dude,
It's
Bartnick,
not the hate, Paul. It's that's like Paul. Why not the hate? You know, they're both basketball teams. They're both colas, Paul. You know what Paul? It's like, it's like watching somebody fucking fuck up a steak. It's still a steak, so it can only taste so bad, but it could have been unbelievable. It could have been, Paul. It could have been unbelievable, but instead we got Pepsi.
I used to growing up, I liked Pepsi, so it doesn't when the waiter goes, "Is Pepsi okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." You got these people going.
Paul, there's a reason why they say that. Is Pepsi? They're the Brooklyn Nets, Paul. Coke is the Knicks.
Okay, all right.
I got you on that one.
Right, listen, if any analogy is going to get me, it's that one.
We got to be careful here. We're kind of doing taste buds right now.
No, but dude, did you see what China? I was on Christina P. By the way, dude,